Hi, hello, and good evening. It is September 12th, and even though I had made that fancy new countdown, we didn't use it because we got ourselves into some troubles. Um, and we'll and we'll dis- and we'll discuss that afterwards, as well as our new HOH and some feed dramas. Okay, we got lots to do, and not a moment to waste. Let's get into it. I know we usually dance really hard here, but I'm at my mother's and I'm in a more delicate chair and I don't want to bust anything. I don't want to bust anything up.
I was going wild.
I am Kyle Petty and I am joined by my festy besties, John Dunphy and Gina Morgino. And for the last time, this is Jury Duty, your favorite Big Brother podcast. And I say for the last time, not because we are going defunct, but because we were served a cease and desist.
Disaster.
Apparently, somebody more important than us had the name Jury Duty, and we have been told to knock it off. So, after much scrambling, we decided on a new name. We are going to be the Strat Chat Podcast. A little nod to our Aussie friends. So we're ready to chat some strategy. More inclusive for everything that we do here. And I hope you like it. And if you don't, tough nookies.
Not tough nookies.
Tough nookies. So over the next week or so, we'll be slowly phasing out the Jury Duty name. Much to all of our chagrin. But that's fine. And we'll, whatever. We'll make more announcements as we go along. But that's the state of the union, folks. Okay, so let's chat some strat. So what happened now? How do we start this sucker off? Oh, let's really
recaps
review.
Of stuff with the double. Yeah.
Let's really talk about some of that stuff that happened with this double. Okay, there's a lot of context to put around this. Did anyone know?
It's so funny too, because it was so crazy. Everything that we saw was so crazy, and the fact that there was more crazy that we didn't even see. This was the wildest double I've ever watched. What was happening in this house?
I did not have any idea that Brittany was like the original target.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was was colloquially known.
I think I just kind of assumed, because we had heard Turner telling that to Alyssa. I kind of assumed that was the truth because I figured that if it was Michael, he would have told Alyssa.
Right. Hi, Tyler. Jury Duty flows better for Big Brother, but the name fits the channel. Well, thank you. Yeah, we agreed. Thank you for the vote of confidence. Yeah, Jury Duty did work better for Big Brother, but we like to challenge just as much. Let's not push it. I mean,
almost
it's the close.
Much.
I know it's the closest second. If
we cover a lot on here now, though. We jump into a lot of stuff.
We do, even though we never finished Drag Race.
We did not.
Yeah,
that's Big Brother's fault.
We didn't say Survivor, though.
Yeah, we suffered through it. Come on, 41 was a suffer. But anyway, so
it was.
Yeah, but yeah, I was very surprised that Brittany was the target. I mean, why wouldn't Michael just be the initial one? They should always just have been on the tips that everyone's talking. Like, why did we go Brittany right away?
From my understanding, too, because I know the edit very much showed that, Monty was the one that was like, no, we have to take the shot at Michael. But from what I heard people talking about, it was Taylor earlier on that was like, y'all, we got to take the shot. So I don't even know if it was Monty. I think it was Taylor from what I'm hearing.
Right. I think that Taylor was pretty vocal about it. You could see that Turner had no idea what was going on. He was like,
his brain has never been clear.
Because him and Monty and Michael had made that guys final three or whatever, which I think Turner right until the moment that Monty walked in and was like, "This is the time. We got to make the move." Turner then was like, wait, what do you mean? Wait, are you sure? Are you sure? Like,
Yeah.
only if everyone is on board and says they will vote this way can we do this, because then I'm going home if this happens. So, like, that Turner
Which is a valid fear. That's a valid fear. Like, if you
yes.
strike, you cannot miss.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then now the blood is on your hands.
Right. I also wonder if just like, I wonder if the thought had even occurred to them that Michael would lose the competition. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like it was just like everybody just kind of felt like he's just going to keep winning everything. So, let's just work with him and he'll bring us to the end. But
right,
that didn't happen.
Right, and then like that until it happened, everyone was like, "Nah, that's not really a possibility." And then it happened, and it was like, "Well, what do we do now?"
Yeah.
What did you think of Michael's scramble?
I gotta be honest, like. He really did fight with everything he had until the moment he was leaving that house, and I can only respect that.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just so messy.
Right.
I'm growing up. I don't want the new conversation. I don't want to be the one to put up the last gay person. I don't want to be the one to put up the last this. Like, can we stop with that? Because it's always going to be the last of someone. Like you can't keep going by that. You can't play your game that way.
I didn't realize either that he had told them that Brittany was lying about her job during the commercial break.
Yeah, that is. Damn.
He really threw her all the way under that bus.
Yeah.
Right.
What is that?
Right.
What is that about? Like, listen, I get it. You were sitting next to her, but it's like, certain things, like, you don't care about her at all. Like, not at all.
It was true. It seemed like it was true desperation. I'm going to literally say anything at this moment. Some of it
felt a little disappointing.
Yeah.
It's disappointing.
Some of it definitely felt messier to me than others. Like that whole conversation with Turner being like, "I think you're disgusting," using the LGBTQ plus thing as like manipulation, especially coming from
like. We saw it coming in from the commercial break, and I was like, what the hell happened here in the last 2 minutes? Like, what's going on?
But, I mean, it was interesting to hear that from Michael also. I mean, with the way that everyone's feeling about how he used the Kyle information. It's... Yeah. So one social issue is okay to use for manipulation, but this one's not. Like, what's the argument that Michael's making here? Like, I don't know. I thought some of it was like decent argument for like why you should keep me, and some of it was just very messy and desperate, and
Yeah.
Which I guess just to play devil's advocate, I like to be the contrarian. I guess it does make a little bit of sense why it would be a little bit messy, because he did not go into this evening believing that he was at all being thought of, because he was believing that he was now in this final three with Turner and Monte,
right?
Which aged the fastest. Never mind poorly. Like that really, that expired, what, like 20 minutes? Like,
right.
Because the way that this was edited, it made it look like this was really formed at the beginning of the double.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then went kaflooey. You have a question here. Yeah, kaflooey. What do you guys think Brittany does for a living? Well, now we know she's a hypnotherapist, but what was she telling people in the house?
I think she was telling people that
tester or something.
Oh, who?
She was telling people she was like a toy tester of like kids' toys, like just testing things out or whatever, which I think was a previous job that she held at one point.
Right.
But
they bring like focus.
But she had also like delved in, because there was that whole thing with Alyssa. I think she had delved into like talk therapy or like some kind of like meditation. Like she teaches meditation classes or something like that. So like they knew something along the lines that like she did something with meditation, but they did not know anything about hypnotherapy.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, interesting.
And I don't think that Michael told them what her job was, just that she was lying about it.
I was just going to say, I think all he actually said to Alyssa was she's been lying about her job, but without actually saying what it was.
Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better. I guess. Was there anything around what we saw from the double? Anything else that really stuck out to us? Anything else?
So there was a moment Brittany, before Michael had even left, Brittany like turned to Michael when they were sitting on the block, And Brittany was saying to Michael, like, all I've had in this game is being your friend, like something along those lines, as if like you are the only person I've worked with. I haven't done anything to slight you or go against you, and this and that. Like that's the way she was making it seem, very upset on the block. And I was thinking to myself, like that whole like lead up to the double, I feel like everything that people were saying was that like Brittany's been spiraling. She's forming a final two with Turner. She's had conversations with people about how she knows Michael has to go. And I'm like, so Brittany's not being fully honest here either, you know? And I think that a lot of that, some of the things that Brittany said, they were brought back to Michael. And I think that part of you know, him now being put into the situation he didn't think he was going to be put into as the replacement nom during the double. I think that now he was like, you know what? Brittany has been saying this stuff and making final twos with other people. I have every right to come up and try to blow her game up right now. You know what I mean? So that was something that stood out to me as Brittany being like, oh, all I've ever done in this game is be your friend. And all I have is you and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, you're making final twos with Turner. So give me a break.
I mean, listen, man, if you know you're out the door, of course you're going to say whatever you can possibly think to say to maybe change the tide, you know?
Right. Yeah. There was another comment that I did think was kind of interesting. Brittany, I think it was after Michael left, and then said, you know, she said, I was playing this messy game for us. What? Like, are we now to believe, like, does that now imply that, like,
that she was doing it on purpose?
Yes. Was this intentional to make it look as if, like, maybe she was less threatening and that makes the pair appear less threatening? Maybe because Michael had a lot of comp wins, question mark. Like, maybe she's not as stupid as or clueless as she's been letting on. What do we think about that?
My thing is, it sounds a little bit like revisionist history, because I feel like if that was her plan the entire time, we would have heard about it before right now. You know, she would have said it in DRs previously before right now.
We would have at least known.
Right.
Whether it was something, her being like, oh, I'm going to spread this just to try to create some doubt, or I'm going to say this to
I'm going to act like I'm
off.
super chaotic to make people think that I'm not long for this game and like I'm not prepared for what's coming and I'm not supposed to be here, to make them want to take me farther because I won't be able to win because I'm going to be too scattered, you know?
Right.
Okay.
Sorry, Britt, we tried. All right. So I guess that kind of wraps up the double then, right? And Michael leaves the house, and like we were all much happy. So this leaves now. So, you know, Gina had selected 3 winner picks ahead of this, but her number one being Michael. So we're seeing our first number 1 winner pick leave the house.
Also, let's let it be known, 2 of my top 3 left in the double. My preseason top 3. Terrence was number 2. Preseason.
Right.
Preseason.
I forgot all about that man already.
So
that's why he left on Thursday
before
also.
we met any of these people.
Yeah. That's why
she wants you to know
that
before anything. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It is very important to me that you know that I did not select Terrence based on anything that happened in the house.
Would you say that is paramount to you?
Now, Kyle.
Anything I can do to get Gina to roll her eyes, I live for. My number 1 is still in.
Both of yours.
Who?
That's right.
I didn't have another.
Monty.
Did I have another?
Oh, no, like both of yours.
Okay, I was like, I didn't make another selection. So yeah, we saw our first winner pick exit. Not bad for us. Not bad. You know, we made it to final 6 on our bio-based picks. So good for us. You know, we're superstars in our own right. So the HOH competition, I don't even remember what it was. Oh, this scary one.
That horror, the horror.
Oh,
murder.
God.
Yeah. Listen. So Taylor didn't make it all the way through. I didn't even listen to what the entire story was. Some little girl, O'Grady girl. Obviously, she had some trouble. She's haunting the house. We had to put little wood planks on the doors as we fumbled through the dark and the goo and the stuff, and locked down the house to protect it from the O'Grady's or whatever it was.
The O'Grady's.
The O'Grady's. Taylor didn't make it through. She was having a rough go.
And neither would I.
Yeah, I don't think I could do this. I
and
would try.
Here's the thing. It's gotten less scary now that I have to assume it's a COVID thing. They don't have like production members in there as scare actors anymore. But like that only makes it less scary in theory. I would be a disaster in this competition. I love watching them play it. I don't want to participate.
I want to participate. I just don't think I could make it through. But I like scary
I'd be crying
things.
in a corner
I'd
somewhere.
like to try. Yeah, I would sure like to try.
I wouldn't even quit. Like, it wouldn't even be like, oh, Gina left, so we have to time her out. Like, I would just spend the entire 60 minutes crying in a corner until they collected me.
That's not good.
Collected you.
It's exactly collected and not come out and got you.
Did you guys see on Twitter this about the about something that Taylor had gone through as a kid or whatever? One of her classmates when she was younger apparently was murdered. And so this was like something like it was very triggering for her and like very traumatic. And apparently after the competition, she was like really having like panic attacks, had to actually see a therapist in the house.
She slept on the bathroom floor that night.
Slept in the bathroom that night because they don't turn the lights off in there. So apparently there was more to her not wanting to participate than
it wasn't just like the competition scared her.
This is scary. I don't want to do this. Yeah.
Oh my.
So
wow.
Felt very bad about that. You don't know what you're walking into, you know.
Right. And then
I am a little salty that the edit painted it like she got scared of the competition when there was like that much else happening.
That's interesting. I was about to say that, but then I was immediately going to take it back. I don't know now. If it's something that's personal, like, do you really want that edited in? Like, maybe it's better that people do think. But then I guess they're going to know it anyway, like we do now. So I guess
I just don't like the idea that people that don't know that are more casual would be like, hold this against Taylor in like a really negative way. Like, oh, look at her. She's such a baby. She's the only one that didn't do it. It's like, no, even this is like a traumatic thing for her.
Even if they didn't like explain what the trauma was, just to even be like, something happened in my past that this is triggering for, like, point blank period. You don't have to like go into detail of what it is, but like give a little context other than, oops, scary competition. Taylor got scared. Taylor didn't participate.
Right. Yeah. And I agree with Jason here. They did make her look like a quitter. I mean, in a way. Yeah. I mean, I didn't hold it against her because, again, just like we said, we know we couldn't get through it either. But us not being able to get through it just because we're punks.
Because we're weenies.
Yes. Like it's not because we went through anything traumatic. It's really just because we just can't do it. For the same reason I can't get through the haunted house at Sports Plus is why I wouldn't be able to.
Sports Plus.
Do you remember this place? Yeah. I ran out of there one time and like my phone fell out and I said, forget it. I'll just report it lost.
It's your phone now.
Exactly. It was like an old Nextel. And my friend went in and got it for me. So, thank you. Thank you, Penny. So any Hoosers. So that was that. And Monty won. Great, I guess. Like,
I
don't have strong feelings for or against.
Did you enjoy what Brittany said? She was very close. She was only 9 seconds behind. She was like, I had my friendship bracelet on, and I just wanted to win it so bad so I could scream, "This is for you, Michael!" And I wanted to do it. That's what she said.
And I'm so sorry. After what Michael did, you bet your bottom dollar I would not be cheering for Michael if I won anything. I would be like, Michael can kick rocks. Like, I've had enough.
I know. Part of me almost feels like, is she doing that to try and make it seem like, all right, listen, I understand. I don't want to look embarrassed by this, so I'm going to act like I know that this was such a game thing and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This kind of saves a little face for me.
I mean, you saw how much it hurt her. I feel like that's got to be what she's doing.
Yeah, God. Well, good thing she didn't win. Although I will say, like, surprising that she was that close, okay? Because everybody was putting Brittany down. She can't win nothing. She can't do nothing.
She was right there.
9 seconds away. Look out. Look out. Jason says Monty, he believes, is playing the best game so far. That's an interesting conversation. I'm sure we'll get to that more at the end. You know, what we think now that Michael's gone. Because I feel like everything is different now. There's so many different things to discuss.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to look at this, and I'm really excited. It changes. This changes everything.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled. So thrilled. I see this comment, Jason, but that's a spoiler. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. Wait to the end. But yeah. This is now, I guess, when we also, I don't know, it's so hard to now know where conversations happened. Because I know there was a conversation that now kind of set up a final three with Taylor, Turner, and Monte. Now, was that after the events of what we saw last night? I have a hard time with the sequencing of events here.
I know. I
want
to say yes, but I'm not totally confident on that.
Right. Well, if you didn't know, now you know. Sorry if we spoiled you already. But yes. So there is that. I don't remember much else that was really going into like Monty's nomination conversations. At least nothing of note.
I know there was a day. What was that? Was that last night? There was a day the feeds were going crazy. I know. There were like half the people that were tweeting were like watching the feeds, and half the people were watching the episode. So, because I know at one point I checked in, but I was listening to what they were saying in the episode, not the feeds. But there was a conversation going on for a while between Monty, Brittany, and Taylor, and I know there was a lot of talk about like Monty telling Brittany like I really can't trust you and this and that, and but I don't know a ton of specifics about what was said. But yeah.
I mean, I feel like as far as the episode goes, it was fun to watch some of the context of the double, but other than that, like this episode could have been an email.
Yeah, I didn't get much new, or like a half hour short. Yeah, definitely didn't need to be all that. So I guess we can go right to the noms, right? You know, Monty makes the decision to put up, you know, Brittany and Alyssa.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and what I'm still unclear on, is Brittany the target or is Alyssa the target?
I was under the impression that Brittany is the target.
Right.
Okay.
Although I
feel like I had heard so much back and forth that I was like, I don't know which one you're actually looking to evict right now.
Right. Well, I know that like Brittany is a target of his, but I know that Monty has also been nervous about Alyssa because he feels that Alyssa could potentially have a lot of jury votes. Because, you know, she does have friends in the jury house that people think would vote for her. So.
Yeah. And that's how it ended. I don't really.
Pretty much.
I mean, do we think that was? Oh, go ahead.
If you remember, because she did make some comments to Monty that she felt he wasn't considering all the options here by only looking at Brittany and Alyssa, because now that Michael is gone, you know, you still have Turner in there who's won 3 HOHs. And Monty had made a comment to Taylor that, hey, if you go out there and win the veto this week, maybe putting up Turner as a replacement would be something that I would consider. So that you know, Taylor was trying to put that in his mind, but we didn't.
What do you think
I think
about
we saw that conversation in the episode. I think that would be smart. I think that would be a very smart move for Monty.
See, I do and I don't. I'm torn on that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Monty's best move is putting Turner up. I don't think Monty's best move is having Turner leave just yet.
Yeah.
What would keep you from you know, telling him to do that?
So I don't know if Monty knows about this or not, but I know that like Taylor, Alyssa, and Brittany have been talking about wanting to form like a women's final three.
Yeah.
And if he were to get rid of Turner, then it's Monty against the women. So, and he's outgoing, so he can't really, unless he wins veto, like doesn't really have anybody fighting in his corner. Whereas and that's why I was a little confused about who the target was as well, because Turner kind of like, I don't know that he would be more loyal to Alyssa than he would to Monty, but he does have some kind of a strong friendship and relationship with Alyssa.
Right.
But if it came down to it, like if you had gotten out Alyssa or Brittany or whatever, at least you have somebody on your team. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
True.
And that's, I also, Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Well, I'm just wondering because this girls' alliance has been talked about too. Like it's known now because I think Brittany was trying to use it as information against Taylor. Like it's been brought up and talked about. So I almost wonder if it would even be a thing anymore. I mean, it certainly could, because if you vote Turner out and now it's the three girls and Monty that are left, the three girls could certainly decide to team up. But if that's been blown up and Taylor doesn't want to really do that anymore, she said in this episode that to Monty, and it could have been a lie, but she said to Monty, all my eggs are in your basket at this point. So I don't know for sure if that's what would happen. We could possibly see a split if Turner was to go out, of Monty and Taylor versus Brittany and Alyssa.
Yeah, it's certainly one way for it to go. I think if I were Monty,
I feel like Taylor would go wherever the majority is. I feel like in that situation, Taylor would kind of play the middle.
I don't know that.
As a quick aside, Jason wants to know what you're eating.
I have I always have my pod snacks. Today it's like a little grocery store charcuterie board. Thank you so much. And my little pepperonis and my little cheddar cheese and my little crackers.
There it is. Silly. I'm sorry, John. Go ahead.
No.
I messed him up. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Turner is also a bit of a shield for Monty as well. Because yes. I feel like Turner is still more of a target than him. So if the girls, I don't know, if one of the girls left and they were, because what girl would go? And it could be anybody, right? So we haven't really gotten to the spoilers right yet. So I don't know. I feel like if the girls had to decide one or the other, I feel like Turner still would have been the first choice. Like in a situation where Monty and Turner are sitting next to each other, whether it was Taylor's HOH or any other female's HOH, whoever is the one female vote left, I still think it would go to Turner over Monty, like to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because, like we were saying, Alyssa is very close with Turner, and Brittany tried to make a final two with him. So, like, I don't know.
It's interesting. It's fun.
Yeah.
But the episode ended with Alyssa and Brittany on the block, and I really want to get into more feed things.
Mm-hmm.
So unless anyone else has anything else regarding the casually aired episode of last night, speak now.
I don't think so.
But if we are done.
All right, so everybody,
man. Yeah, good. Yeah, we're doing spoilers. Drop off if you're done. Drop off if you don't want to know things. I don't know anything, and I definitely want to know it all. So Brittany wins power veto.
Yeah,
I like this. I know it's yikes for, like, in one way, but I think it does agitate things a bit. Certainly makes things interesting. So I mean, needless to say, like, she's going to remove herself. So without even getting into who now goes up, Brittany winning POV is also just interesting to me, because again, this is somebody who everybody was counting out. And this is not because I'm rallying behind like my winner pick or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but I do think it's just interesting that everybody was like, really basically putting her down.
I mean, if we're getting into it, we got to get into whatever shady shit was happening with the veto in the first place, because I don't know what the deal is with this veto competition.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yes.
Can I just say very quickly, by the way, that apparently from what I saw on Twitter, Brittany did yell, "This is for you, Michael," when she won the veto. So hopefully we'll see that.
Okay, fine.
Are you sure that's how you want to set yourself up? This is how people are going to remember you, Miss Hoops. So, Jason, my winner pick was Brittany. And honestly, listen, it really is not because I felt super, super strong about her. There's a disclaimer around this. Okay, we all just saw these bios. My winner pick really was Michael, if I'm going to be honest. But Gina claimed Michael first, and I thought it'd be unfun to have the same winner pick, so I went with my second
unfun.
choice. Yes. Yes, I just thought it would be unfun to have the same one. I mean, that's not a fun discussion point to have all season, so I just thought it'd be more interesting to have different people. So that's that, so don't judge me. But yeah, so this whole thing with Monty now being disqualified from participating in the veto, I do think. Okay, well, hold on. So as the story goes, as I know it, is that this competition apparently started in the middle of the night, or at least very, very early in the morning.
Everybody was asleep when they made the announcement.
Yep.
And they had to rush out to the backyard.
They had like 2 minutes apparently to rush to the backyard.
Yes. And now play the game. And then he paused to pee, and he had his contacts in, didn't make it in time, and then was disqualified. Now,
I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell they were playing. They couldn't hold another 30 seconds for this man to just pee and get downstairs.
Right.
What is this?
Right. I guess I'm trying to remain a little optimistic and slightly positive and see how this is shown on Wednesday. Because what if the situation was like, listen, house guests, you have 45 seconds to get back outside. And he's like, I'm just going to go pee real quick. Like, what if there were repeated announcements and you knew and you still just went off on your own anyway? There's a number of ways this could have gone.
I mean, if it woke them up, they got to have, they got to cut them a little slack,
I don't disagree.
I just don't.
Just without knowing, I want to condemn the entire thing. I
don't understand why it happened this way at all. The veto never happens like this. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless maybe there's another horror themed thing, and that's I don't know.
I don't know. It's so strange.
Yeah, but then is Monty upset about it? I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I saw a clip
to see that he's
the reason why people knew about it was because there was a clip of him and I think it was Turner talking in the bathroom, and he was like, "Man, it sucks that you didn't get to play." And he was like, "I know. All I had to do was pee and put my contacts in. It really sucks." And he was salty about it. I don't know if he's making a big deal about it, but he's not thrilled that he couldn't play.
Okay, right.
Especially he's the HOH. He has all the power. That you took away his ability to control the narrative.
Also, what would they have done if someone that was on the block didn't make it out in time? You just don't get to play. You're on the block. That seems crazy.
Right, that is crazy. That is crazy. Now, didn't they, starting in BB Can 3 or 4, from what I understand, they kind of started a rule, or it could have been later, where the HOH does not play veto once they get down to 5. Did I dream that?
Well, in BB Can 10, the HOH didn't play veto until 5.
Right. I think that's
Oh. How did I miss that all season?
We talked about it, that the HOHs weren't playing veto.
I know we talked about it, but I don't retain any of that. But it sounds familiar. It sounds like familiar conversation. All right. Well, that is what an argument I had.
Very strange.
Yeah. So sorry, Monty. We'll have to get some more context on Wednesday.
And that's what, the veto happened in the middle of the night, which threw me off the whole week. I didn't know when the renomination ceremony was happening. I was like, what is going on? I kept checking Twitter, who is on the block? Forgetting that it wasn't
happening?
Monday. I was a disaster this week.
Oh, speaking of, the answer to the poll yesterday was Gina. All right, it was Gina. Yeah, Gina didn't know this poll is running.
I did not know there was a poll.
Yeah, sadly, I won the poll. The question was, which one of us forgot that there was a Big Brother episode on tonight? The majority of people said me. Okay, they said me.
I think I see a breakdown of 44-44, you and Gina.
You tried to expose me without my knowledge.
Listen, it's on the interwebs.
I had a long day yesterday. I got home and I said, "Oh me, oh my! It's Big Brother night."
Well, it doesn't matter. All of our friends think that I was the one who didn't know. This is probably a poll John was happy to lose. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anywho's, so Brittany won. Obviously taking herself off. And who was the renom?
Miss Taylor.
Yeah. What time is this for her on the block now? 4, 5, 5.
I think it's 5.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I think it's 5.
I mean, at the very least, in this situation,
there's just less. Hi.
In the very least, in this situation, there's just less people to put up. So the likelihood of Taylor going up is like fine. It's not like in the beginning when there was a house full of people and it was always Taylor. Like, I'll accept that Taylor's got to go up this week. That's fine.
No, we have to accept this. This was coming back round.
I am interested. I am interested just to see the conversation that she has with Monty regarding this renom, because I do understand why it makes sense. But like, even just from the conversation I was talking about earlier, where Taylor was saying to Monty, like, where are you at with Turner? Would you consider putting him up? And Monty saying to her, like, if you win the veto and take somebody down, like, I would consider putting Turner up, because then I'm not, it's like, I didn't win the veto, I have to put somebody up. But so the veto was won by Brittany and used. So technically he could have put Turner up. So I'm wondering what the conversations were like between Taylor and Monty about him, her trying to convince him to put Turner up, because it was something that he said he was open to if the veto was used. So
I personally wasn't sure even until like we started the stream and we were asking who went up. I didn't know which way it was going to go, because I was hearing Monty having conversations both ways. And I had no idea which one he was going to end up going with. Like, even until tonight, I didn't know.
Yeah.
So who's voting? Brittany and Turner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who do we think is going? I know Twitter is saying they feel like we feel good about that. But anything else we've seen? I was not on Twitter at all today. I knew nothing.
So it seems like Monty has said that if it's a tie, he'll vote to keep Taylor, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know that Turner, people are a little nervous, I think, about Turner, because Turner and Alyssa are close. So will he want to vote Taylor out? And Brittany's kind of a wild card. So what would could she decide to flip? And could we have a 2-0 vote to vote Taylor out? It's possible, I think.
I think at this stage of the game, I am a little more confident that Turner would stick with Monty over Alyssa. I do think that he would sooner put his eggs in the basket of like someone who might be able to win. Brittany, I don't know though, because apparently I was seeing stuff that she was trying to throw Taylor under the bus all week, but I don't really know what that's about.
I thought I was seeing that too.
Right.
We do have a comment here that kind of shines some light on that. Wonton says Turner and Brittany just had a convo earlier saying they'll send Alyssa home, but won't tell her until the day before.
Yeah.
I hope that just carries out. I always get nervous when people don't want to tell them until later. Like, I get why, because then it starts all this campaigning and scrambling and makes things like super awkward. But then at the same time, it's like, it also means then your decision has not been cemented. And this can still go like any way. So like, that always makes me a little nervous, gives me a little bit of pause, but I'm encouraged.
And we have a long time until Thursday. So
we do. We have and that's exactly what Wonton said. I clicked the wrong thing. Too many things are coming.
Oh no.
Good problem to have. Anything can happen though. There's still a lot of time until the eviction. Yeah. Too much time. And now that we're back to that, get out of here, Jason. They send home Taylor, but they won't. Like, get out of here. Like, no. Everyone's scared to send her. Nobody's scared to send her. They don't want her to go home.
They were trying to send her home all season. What do you mean they're scared?
There's always a part of the night where we all part ways with Jason and his opinions. Everything's usually going fine, and then like 35 minutes, 40 minutes in, you get back on your bullshit. So I don't know what you're talking about, man. Like, we're not trying to have Taylor go anywhere right now.
Oh god.
I don't necessarily care if she wins. But I don't have like passionate feelings for that. I just want her to stay a little longer. I'm just not ready for
Ideally, I think the most interesting final three is Monty, Turner, Taylor. So that's what
I love it.
Hoping happens. I don't really care what happens from there, but I find that the most interesting.
Yeah.
We do find that interesting. Yeah, that'd be really great. I don't know who wins in that scenario. I think everybody.
I mean, selfishly, I don't want Monty to win because I don't want John to win. But
wow, that's so mean. Jeez, if Michael was still in and my person was out, I'd root for you.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez,
jeez, gosh, man. I mean, it does put John quite on the winner streak for our podcast here.
Right, exactly. We gotta humble him.
I am humble.
I think I'm humble. I knocked him down. All right. So Jason's back. Thank you. Thank you. We're back on track. No, I'd be very proud if John was picking all these winners all year long. Because let's not forget, because didn't you also, it was the two of you that kind of had, nobody did Kevin for Can.
No,
right?
the problem was Kevin was my first boot and Josh was my
Right.
winner pick. And I had both of them in the final two.
But that's, not bad. Not bad. John did win both winners of Challenge All-Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Male and female, which is like huge. Still in the running for Challenge winner, Challenge USA. Still in the running for this. We get to say that we have predicted winners time and time again. Okay. We should be celebrating.
True.
We should be celebrating this, not poo-pooing it.
Do we change our name to the winner circle and get another cease and desist?
I mean, listen, let's just rack them up and start framing them. No, I don't want any more threatening letters. Leave us alone. We just want to talk about TV.
We're just trying to have fun.
Exactly. Like, no, don't do that to us. Don't do that to us. Oh no, Jason sends a paragraph. I get nervous. You got to read it first before we find. I don't want to get surprised by some shenanigans. Plot twist: they vote out Taylor. Then Brittany wins next HOH, send home Turner. Then Alyssa pulls off the finals comp and takes Brittany. Then you have Britt and Alyssa for final two.
Could you imagine?
That's the thing.
Honestly,
I would actually find that interesting.
It would be interesting, and it would probably be good for you, Kyle, because Brittany's got more comp wins than Alyssa, who has 0. So it's a good chance your winner pick would take it in that situation.
That would be interesting, except that I'm not so sure that she would take it against Alyssa, and not because she doesn't deserve it, but because I just feel like people like Alyssa better. The people in jury like Alyssa better than they like Brittany.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure.
But realistically, what has Alyssa contributed to this game? Like, how could you in good conscience vote for her?
Yeah, it would depend what kind of jury we were getting. Like with the attitude of the jury going into that.
Yeah,
night,
but they wouldn't be bitter against
on,
Brittany, I don't think.
Well, I think Brittany was involved in the sharing of the Kyle information.
Yeah.
She's kind of been all over the place. I feel like people have said over and over again they don't trust her and this and that. They have not spoken very.
She's been a little frantic.
Yeah, have not spoken very kindly of her over the last couple of weeks. I could see obviously Kyle, voting for Alyssa.
Of course. Imagine he didn't.
Right, I would think Terrence probably. Yeah. A lot of the jury, I feel like, does not really like them. I could even see somebody like Monty not voting for, I could see him voting for Alyssa over Brittany. I don't know.
See, I do. Yeah, Michael could, in theory, manipulate the jury to vote his way if the Kyle situation hadn't gone down the way that it had, because they're already salty with him before he even comes into the jury house. So I don't know that his word would mean as much at this stage. If that hadn't gone down that way, he absolutely could have worked the jury over, but I don't know if that would still happen.
I need more jury segments to really know or have a better opinion of what I think might happen here. I would also love to bring back, especially on a season like this, we need to bring back like the jury roundtable conversations.
Yeah.
There's so many interesting things, and you could even give us a whole episode of jury conversations. I would love to see one good, give me an hour of like.
In a season like this, honestly, forget the stupid Friday recap that nobody wants. Just give me a Friday jury house.
Yeah,
episode.
let's bring in Tiffany Mitchell. Because that was an idea that people had even before any of this stuff. Remember, they wanted Tiffany to be kind of like the moderator for these new things.
Like instead of Dr. Will?
Yeah.
Or
he hasn't done it.
Yes.
It was, but he hasn't done it in like some time.
Well, they stopped because of COVID, I think.
COVID, right. Yeah. Let's bring it back, and let's bring it back with Tiffany. And let that be the Friday episode. Her sitting down, having a good chat.
I love that.
I think that'd be really great, especially with everything that was going on this season. I would love it.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah. But I don't have anything else, honestly.
I don't think I do either.
I guess we'll see what happens,
Yeah, man. Oh, Well, one more thing. There was this clip of Alyssa. I'm assuming talking last night because there seems to have been some more alcohol or something that was like distributed.
No.
Yes.
Did you like that little? The last time Alyssa had a cider. That's
yes.
this episode.
Mess.
Thoroughly enjoy that.
Yeah.
There was some frozen people. I think it was me. I think I froze and that made you
Yeah,
guys freeze.
you did.
Nice. North Carolina. What can we say? But there was a conversation about her and it was about Kyle and how if you really love me, then you would let me win, you wouldn't vote me out or something. Like she's still like on this, and it's like it's just such a ridiculous conversation.
I want to shake her.
Yes, and it's like, so because like I love you, anytime I play a game with you, I must always lose to you. I must always defer
Also,
to you.
why are we dropping the L bomb? You've known this man for a month. Like, what are you doing? I don't want to hear you talking about you love him, talking about having babies with him. You just met this man. You just met this man.
And he's just stepping out of being Mormon.
Oh, God.
The man, he doesn't even know who he is yet. You know what I mean? He's been so sheltered this entire time. Like, you think that you're getting any version of him that's like truly authentic, like, and not even being dismissive. It's like he doesn't know himself. Like,
right.
Like, this is not the time to be talking about. And I'm like, it's the mess.
No, he's an idiot, you know.
I guess that's it. I'm done.
All right.
I got nothing else, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we have coming up? Wednesday is the 2-hour season finale of the Challenge USA. I'm hoping this also ends with a little bit more clarity about who is going on to the global championship.
I think we'll find out. I think TJ will say it, like whoever he'll say, like, you've made it to, the global challenge, or
that's what whether it's 4 or like whatever it is. Like, I want to see how many people are going. And I really would like to make a plea that Angela be part of the people who are representing this country. For some reason, I feel like Danny will be going because we're definitely going to have to hear more about Kiki.
Kiki shout out.
Whoa. And I don't know. I would love to see. Kayla was crying in this next one. Did you see that?
I did.
Kayla from The Amazing Race. Yeah, it looked like she was having a rough go.
Okay.
Oh, this is Gina would love it. Imagine Enzo the Meow Meow representing America. It's everything we need. Everything we need. So we'll be live at 11:15 on Wednesday. Another late night. But recapping everything. Do we have a regular Big Brother this week? 9 to 10?
Do we wait, say that again?
Big Brother. Is this like a 1 hour or a 2 hour? What do we have?
Yeah, Big Brother would be 8 to 9, and then Challenge would be 9 to
11. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was talking about the week ahead. I was moving into Thursday. Sorry, I did not give you that.
Oh.
Yeah, I was moving.
I think it's a regular. Yeah.
Good. So 10:30 on Thursday. Yeah, these 11:15s are rough.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And I guess that's all we got. Anything else for the benefit of the community here?
No, sir.
All right. Not going to shout out the socials. We haven't changed them yet after our legal troubles. You can surely, if you're already following us, the handles will just change. You don't need to do anything. Just keep watching this space. And I guess we'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks a lot.